I want to say Kahalo Yahweh by Shimi Hawashai by Shema Kakadash, Brakti Howell, Brakti Hawashai, Braktara Kakadash. I want to say double honor to the elders of the apostles of Great Millstone that, of course, continue to teach me this truth and hold well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Alright, so this is going to be take 2 of this video. I don't know what happened to my video the first time I made it. I talked for around 14 minutes and now it's all gone. So I'm going to have to come back now and make a whole second try. So forgive me if it's a little, sloppy or whatever, but, nothing I can do about that. Alright, so here's this article. I'm not going to really go too much into it. I don't really feel like watching the video, but short. U.S. has been traditionally Zionist, meaning that they've been all for Amalekland, but the public has been challenging the U.S.'s loyalty to Amalekland. And you see here they demand a ceasefire on Gaza, and they want weapon sales to, Amalekland to stop. But we all know that's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, if you demand a ceasefire, that doesn't mean that you want peace in the region. That just means you want a ceasefire. A ceasefire really doesn't mean a whole lot. So let's go look at this list. Prominent companies founded and, of course, continue to be owned by American Amalekites or Khazars. We'll just call them Khazars. Khazars flow better off the tongue. So you got Baskin Robbins, Ben & Jerry's, Dunkin' Donuts, Estee Lauder, Facebook, Google, Haagen-Dazs, Hasbro, H&R Block, Lane Bryant, Goldman Sachs, Oracle, Snapple, Starbucks, Toys R Us, Warner Bros, DreamWorks, Slim Fast, that's funny, Calvin Klein, and Dell. Which, I'm not really going to go into some of these things, but some of these logos are interesting. And I would like to go into, like, what is the Snapple logo? I know that sun-faced is something. It's something pagan. I can't really remember it at the moment. But the fact of the matter is this country has been historically owned and run by Khazars. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it now on the second take, this country, slavery, which was really just a mode to fulfill biblical prophecy, bringing the true Israelites, down a peg, essentially, for our wickedness, for our heresy, was ran and funded by, guess who? Khazars, Imleks, Ashkenazis. Those guys ran that. They were the slave masters. They financed the ships. Ishmael, of course, provided the wood. So we don't really care about Ishmael either, because Ishmael provided the wood for those ships, and Ishmael's been owning, taking people for slaves for years, man. He's even taken our people for slaves. I mean, Ishmael really doesn't care. He takes anybody as a slave. Then I wanted to go into this thing here. This is called the Khazar Aerospace Industries, and this is pretty much the research and development wing of Khazarland, Amalekland. These guys got it, they have weapons on here. They don't really show everything, but they show that they do have some things. Fun fact: these guys actually provided the, what's it called on the documentary? Go check it out. It's called 9/11 911: The Missing Link. You can find it on BitChute. But this company here, either this one or P-Tech, which is another company that used to be around that was also ran by a Khazar false Jew. They provided the computer for the planes during 911. And apparently they also allowed for it to be hacked, because planes back then in 2001 had like a computer system, and you can almost hijack the plane in the situation of a hijacker. So they can like hijack the plane from the hijacker, which I never knew about that. And I believe it was this company that did it. The fact of the matter is, this company, of course, um, gives weapons to the U.S., which I'm not going to tell you. And look, you see here, they got a North American branch. And according to these videos, they're planning on making a branch in the U.S. More than likely, it's going to be in New York, I would imagine, but maybe not. I don't know. Either the U.S., maybe in New York, maybe down south. I don't know. But apparently, it was supposed to be some business deal, and the CEO of the company left, and that's just been left on the table. But fact of the matter is, in short, the Khazars, Ashkenaz, they run this country. They're the lawyers. They're the businessmen. I mean, they even own Snapple, man. Now think about this, right? Now imagine if America all of a sudden switches up and goes to the other side and goes for Ishmael. Do you know how much money the U.S. would lose? A whole lot. And they lose so much money that it would just wouldn't even be practical at this point. And I believe Biden also is a Khazar, is a false Jew. So this country, historically, it's been run by these people. They own this country. They rule it, you know. And there's really nothing that the American people can say about that. And they've woken up. They've kind of seen that, okay, we need to, can we, not serve these people? Yeah, because the average everyday American doesn't see this. They don't look into who runs these companies, what religion are these people, you know, which is another thing about that, which I'm kind of going off on a little tangent. But the owner of the Illuminated ones, the guys that are on the up and up of I believe it's the 33rd degree, 3 plus 3 equals 6, go figure, right? Lord Jacob Rothschild, I believe that he's a Jew. Let's see if we can find it. Yep, his father was born into a Khazar family. And there you go. That tells you everything that you pretty much need to know about this guy. He was born into an Orthodox Khazar family, Amalekite family. And that's what they do. They'll call themselves that just to appease the everyday people. But when the doors are closed, they got to do those rituals, man. And those rituals sometimes vaguely involve donkeys, excrement, and a bunch of other wickedness. Letting men run a train on you, you running a train on other men. It's wicked and it's disgusting. Okay? But that's how these people get down, man. And if you want more on that, check out Ex-Master Mason Exposes the Freemasons. Now let's get the scripture on that. It's almost like, because I'm running through it the second time. And so it's kind of weird. The land shall be utterly emptied. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 3. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled. For Yahweh has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Yeah, and I think we're gonna end on that. And that tells you what you need to know. The people of this world, they have changed everything. They've transgressed the laws. They've made it so that alphabet people can marry. And it's coming. The laws that's gonna make pedophilia able to be consensual. That's gonna come. You're hearing it with a celebrity saying it, that it's not that bad, or just stupidness, which really they're not wrong to a certain degree. Back in those days, 10-year-old you were a man at like 13. So it's very possible you could have a 13-year-old boy sleeping with a 20-year-old girl. It's not totally crazy. It's possible, maybe a little bit strange to us now, but it's possible, man. People, you had kings back then who would become a king at like 10. And you think they weren't having concubines at 10 years old? Yeah, they were. You become a man. You start to go through puberty. You begin to be able to have babies. As soon as you're able to have babies, you can have babies. That's typically for the rich. They'll let the kids start that young. But for the everyman, they typically probably had to wait until they're around, I don't know, let's say 16, 17 maybe 18 before they had some babies, because they got the amass wealth. They have to build things. They have to get a house, and get their own land, get the sheep set up, you know have a little pen for the animals. All that stuff took time. you know and it's the same thing today. Men, once again, I'm going off topic, men really can't have babies at like 13, because you gotta set things up. They gotta get a house, they gotta get a car. In our society, men may not be able to have babies until they're around 30, reliably. But the fact of the matter is this: you know, the world is fading away. The wine, the doctrines that this world has, well, not really this world, what Babylon has prided itself on, mostly servitude to Amalek, to the Khazars. That's starting to go out the window. People are starting to find things out. They're starting to figure things out. Now, they don't have 100% of the truth, and they'll never get 100% of the truth. They're going to die in their wickedness, in their arrogance, and in their ignorance. But they're starting to turn against each other. The devil is starting to fight against the devil. And how's the kingdom going to be able to stand? That's in the scriptures. Alright, so I want to say all blessings be to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Shemra Kakadash. I want to say shalom to the full elect. Peace out.